Hey everybody, so let's get started with our workout today. We're going to do a little bit of strength and cardio, of course. So please go ahead and grab a chair for some balance, or you can do as many of these exercises seated as you like. And to also grab your dumbbells or your cans or bottles for our strength portion. All right, so we're going to get started with just some calf raises. So if you'd like to hold on to the back of that chair and just press up onto the toes and come back down. Nice and slow, under control, shifting the weight from the entire foot up to the toes and come back down. Good. Good, now standing on the left foot, pointing the right foot out and just drawing circles with the toe, and then switching directions. Loosening up the ankle, all the supporting muscles. And moving over to the other foot. So with our left foot now, drawing those circles. And if you did it the other way around, it really doesn't matter. Switch directions. Good, now holding onto the back of that chair or counter, we're going to move the toes up, keeping the heels down. So just go ahead and lift up, then rock back. Nice and easy. So pulling those toes up and then let the toes come down. So we're just balancing on the heels and then come back down. One more. Good, all right. From the same position, we're gonna hinge at the knee, keeping the hips fairly flush forward, squeezing that hamstring and glute just to bend the knee, and then switch sides. Good. Now you can keep going at about this pace, or start to go a little bit faster, bringing the heel up towards the glute. And if you have the balance, you don't have to be holding on. That's just a recommendation for those that need a little balance help today. Good. Coming back to rest again, keeping the hips relatively straight forward here. We're going to bring one foot back as far as we can, even lifting it off of the ground and then placing it down. Switching to the other side. So really engaging the gluteus muscles here in this hip extension. I'm trying to keep the core still nice and tight. We don't want it just to be flopping around and stick the butt out, right? Just want to squeeze. Good. Giving yourself a little bit of space, making sure we're not going to kick anything. We're going to move the right leg forward and back as large as we can. Nice big swing. Not forcing it, just going with a natural swing of the leg. And then as we're ready, moving on to the other leg. Big kick forward, let it come back. Good, okay. Coming back to our chair, holding on. We're gonna shift the weight towards the heels, bending down into that squat as we know how to do already. Holding it there for a few seconds and then come up. So remember, if you don't need to hold on here, that is okay. But if you do, please feel free to continue. Good, coming back. We're gonna place our feet close together. We're gonna reach one hand down the side towards the knee and then come up, slide the other hand down. So you wanna imagine that your body's in a toaster. We're only moving from side to side. We're not bending forward or back or keeping the body fairly straight up. Laterally flexing the spine. Good, coming back to the center. Moving the feet back to about hip width apart, slight little bend in the knees. Just a little slow side to side twisting movement. You can let the arms just hang if you like, or you can put them on the hips. That's a little bit harder. On the knee, I think. You can bring them up to about shoulder height, or just let them kind of hang out. Good, and relax. All right, so holding onto that chair, standing on the left foot with the right leg, we're gonna squeeze it out to the side. So using the outside of the hip to bring that foot up. Just make sure you've got enough room that you're not kicking anything or anyone. Trying to keep our torso upright, so we're not leaning over. Nice and easy. Then moving on to the other side. So holding onto your chair, gonna do the same thing. You can just turn around, that's okay, you don't have to rearrange the furniture. Good, so hopefully we're starting to feel warm in most of our joints here. So we're gonna grab our dumbbells. Remember with your cans or even without weight. We're gonna move the feet about hip width apart. We're gonna drop those dumbbells, not literally, but bring them down between the knees, keeping a nice neutral spine. We're gonna come up, bring them up, and press the dumbbells up. So we're gonna come down, let them come down, lower, and lift. It's like you're picking something up off the ground, you're hoisting it to the shoulder, you're lifting it over the head, you're bringing it back to the shoulder, you're uncurling the arms, and you're putting it back down to the ground. Good, and rest. So now we're gonna move into our punches. So simple punch with each. So you're gonna shift the weight ever so slightly, making sure not to really snap the elbow, especially if you've got weight, especially if you've got a lot of weight on there. Just going real smooth, working on moving the upper body in the opposite direction, side to side, working our oblique muscles. Three, two, and one. Good. March it out, but we're gonna march with our dumbbells. So this time, let's try and get the knees up a little bit higher. If you need to go a little slower, don't worry about it, just go a little slower. And if you need to keep the knees lower, you can. That's okay too. Good, moving into a row. I'm gonna bring our dumbbells down, hinge at the hip. So we're just leaning forward here. Let the dumbbells hang down. And we're gonna drive the elbows back as we bring our dumbbells towards the chest. Okay, elbows come back and then straighten back down. The rest of our body is like a statue, but a very supportive statue here. Remember, elbows are coming back. One more. Good, and relax. So we're gonna sidestep, step out and punch. Step out, punch. Step out and punch. Now, if that's too much, you can just go in place, which would be just alternating, keeping that gentle bend in the knee. Good, all right. Moving on to our triceps, we're gonna take those dumbbells together or just one. We're gonna bring them up, bring the elbows by the ears, tuck the elbows in, let the weights drop down so they're touching towards the back of your shoulders here, and then lift straight up, bring them down. Right up, and bring them down. So keep those elbows high, straighten the arms out, and then bring the weights back down. The rest of the body, once again, is not really moving around. It's just stabilizing you, but we're training the core as we do this. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, let's bring those weights down. Real quick, go through that slow motion hula hoop. We're working on a few intervals, a little bit of stretchy stuff, a little bit of cardio, a little bit of strength. Just knowing that you can always work at the level that works for you today. Remember to take breaks, take water breaks as you need them. Listen to your body. Good, coming back to the center. Grabbing those weights again, marching in place. So we'll gradually increase some of the movements, maybe do them a few more repetitions or a little bit extended time. Maybe hold for a little bit longer. Just keep doing your best and listen to your body. Good, all right. Coming back to that center, we're going to step and punch, step and punch. Good, in place, punch. Maybe a little bit faster while we're in place. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew, great job. Let's put those dumbbells off to the side. Moving into those calf raises again. So come up and back down, up and back down. So nice and easy, controlling your pace in both directions. All right, so let's try something different. Making sure that our chair is not gonna go anywhere. So if we're on a hard surface, make sure that your chair has some rubber stoppers or something because you don't want the chair sliding out away from you. Using the back of that chair, we're gonna do a modified push-up. So holding on, this would be the arm of the couch or even a counter or the wall. Using that, placing our hands down, we're gonna let the elbows bend and press back up. Elbows bend out, and we're gonna come back up. I might need a little more space. So keeping the spine nice and neutral, we're not bending here. We're just gonna be bending at the waist and the elbows. So let the elbows bend, your chest is gonna come down towards the back of that chair or couch, and we press back up. Two, and 1. Good. Grabbing those dumbbells one more time. Okay, so marching, keeping the heart rate going, keeping the heart rate up, building our stamina. So if you're doing workouts on your own, you want to make sure that you're hitting everything, right? Make sure you're getting your stretching in, your flexibility, your strength, and your endurance by doing things for extended periods of time, and your cardio, but you can do them all together by doing some cardio and then moving into your strength. So we're gonna use the hands, and we're gonna touch towards the opposite knee, come up and touch, come up and touch. So my chest is gonna be upright this whole time. I'm gonna be looking at you, right? Hands are gonna come together or up, it doesn't really matter. But what we're looking is drawing that shoulder down towards the knee, come up, draw, and come up. Okay? Draw down, come up. So you can extend the arm, let that shoulder dip towards the knee, come back up. Knees are bending, hips are moving back. We're adding a little shift of the weight, but hopefully without really twisting the knees too much. Three, 2, and 1. Good, coming back to that chair. So we're gonna go up into that calf raise, but I want you to hold it. Hold it. Good, come on down, rest, and then come up again, and then just hold it. So you're just pressing down, you're lifting those heels, engaging the gastrocnemius. And then slowly come down. Good, again, lift up. Breathe through it and come down. All right, so moving into your seated position, if you're not there already, grabbing our dumbbells, we're gonna place them on the thighs. We're gonna continue that calf raise by pushing up onto the toes, let the heels come up, and let them come down. So this is another option for calf raise if you're needing to work out in a chair today. Now these weights may not do a whole lot, but if you do enough repetitions, you might start to feel it. Or with a little bit heavier weight here. So if you've got a lap dog, and maybe some kids, you can also do this, lifting that weight. All right, moving the dumbbells off to the side. We're gonna raise them with some relatively straight arms up to shoulder height, and then let them come down. So come up and down. The rest of the torso is once again being very firm and strong because we're using all those core muscles in our abs and in our spine to hold us upright so we're not flopping around. Good, and relax. All right, keeping the elbows tucked in, we're gonna curl, bicep curl those dumbbells up and back down. Good, 3, 2, and 1. All right, from here, once again, going back to those calf raises. An easy one, a lighter one. All right, good. Moving into that shoulder raise. But this time, we're gonna bring the bottles or the weights out to the side. So again, just to about shoulder height, out to the side, and back down. Keeping that core engaged, nice and easy. 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring those weights down to your knees. We're just gonna extend here. So you're gonna extend one foot out and then back down, the other foot out and come back down. Still under control. You don't wanna snap that knee and hyperextend. Try to find that end spot and take care of it and pay attention to it. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bringing those weights up to the shoulders, just an overhead press. So coming straight up, over the top, you're straightening those arms all the way out, coming back down to the shoulders, and then coming back up. Keeping that posture elevated, spine neutral. Good. 2 more. All right. So we're going to hinge forward at the hip. Make sure you're sitting close to the edge of that seat. We're going to come forward, keeping that chest still long, shoulders broad. Let the weights come down. And we're just going to do a seated row. So again, bringing the elbows back, bring the weights up towards the chest. We're working out the muscles of our back. Three, 2, and 1. Good. Weights on the knees, just relax, extend, and extend. But this time, let's hold that count for a few seconds, and then come down. Squeeze at the very top, and then come back down. Maybe count 3, maybe count 5, see how it feels. So just engaging those quadricep muscles, locking the knee out. Come back down. Good. Leaning back from this position. So trying to keep the spine long, not resting in that chair, but keeping the spine long. We're going to bring the weights to the chest and press up, straight from the middle, just to get comfortable there. So my gaze is going to follow in the same direction as my weights are going, supporting the neck. I'm just pressing up here. Good, and relax. Leaning forward once again, hinging at the hip, keeping the spine relatively neutral. We're going to let the weights drop down right behind the lower leg, and we're going to lift them so that our palms are still facing down, and the backs of our hands are coming up towards the ceiling, but stopping just before even with the shoulders. We don't need to come back any farther right now. Lower them and lift. So there's going to be a little micro bend in the elbows, squeezing as we come up. So just a reverse fly. You're holding on to those weights. You don't want the wrist flopping around. You want to really squeeze onto the weights, keeping the wrist neutral as well. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, all right. Standing on up or continuing in the chair, we're going to back to that marching in place. The heart rate has gone down, so we want to make sure that that heart rate increases again, because we're trying to get it in better shape. So we have to keep pushing it. When things become difficult, we're probably in the right zone. When things become so difficult that we can't continue to talk, that's too hard, But if you could sing your favorite song while you're doing the exercise, you may not be working hard enough. So that means you may need to raise the arm and the leg higher. You may need to go deeper in your squats. That's one of the best ways to tell if you're working hard enough. If you're not, pick it up. Good, and relax. Using the arms just to circle, letting the body naturally rotate, and then reverse directions. Good. Coming back to that chair. We're going to hold on to the edge of the chair with one arm. We're going to lean the head away and then use the other arm just to engage a little bit deeper into that stretch of the neck. So you should feel a lengthening in the side of the neck. But as you exhale, try to release and relax a little bit deeper. One more breath in and out. And release the head, coming on up, grabbing to the other side, leaning the opposite ear to the shoulder, elongating that side of the neck, and then using the hand on top to gently coax the ear down, a little bit of pressure towards the shoulder. With each exhale, trying to deepen a little bit into the stretch. Good. Inhale and release. Bring the chin down towards the chest. And if it feels good, go ahead and turn the head slowly to one side and then the other. So you're just kind of rolling from one side to the other. Good. Coming on up. Placing the heel of the left leg down on the ground. We're going to walk those hands down and just slowly reach down towards the toe. Keeping the toe pointed up, so we're also stretching the gastrocnemius, as well as the hamstring, right, those big muscles on the back of the thigh. And then go ahead and come on up, switching out to the other side. Right leg up. Try to start hinging at the hip first. And just using the hands for some support here. Hamstring, calf stretch. Good, walking those hands back up. Crossing the right ankle over the left knee. You can stay right there. If that feels good, or if you have some more flexibility, you'd like to deepen the stretch. Hinge at the hip, so not at the back here. Sit up nice and tall and lean forward with the chest. Switching the legs out, bringing the left ankle over the right knee. Again, this might be enough for you right here, and that's fine. You may need to even back off a little bit to get into a comfortable spot where you're not forcing it. But if you've got that extra stretch, go ahead and lean forward. As you're ready, go ahead and come on up. Good. All right, taking that right knee, we're gonna lean back, but we're gonna bring the knee in towards the chest, okay? So you may need to grab behind the thigh and bring the knee up, or if it's more comfortable, in front of the shin. The other leg is going to extend out, but you're gonna keep that foot flat on the ground so you can maintain that stability. Breathe into any space that you feel tightness. And as you exhale, allow that tightness to relax and release. Good, go ahead and let's bring that leg down. I'm gonna switch legs once again. Lean back, extend the other leg, just kind of hold on. Bringing that knee in and giving it a hug. Right, releasing that leg down. Gonna lift the arms up overhead, and then exhale as we open those arms back. We're gonna bring the hands back as well. So you're really just kind of opening that chest, letting the back arch just a little bit, the hands to open as far as you can. So we're trying to reverse that forward head, that forward posture that many of us have, myself included, from spending too much time on the computer. Not enough good posture while on the computer. Good, release. Good, get some blood flowing back in there if you need to. We're gonna interlace the fingers, the palms behind, so we're gonna bring the shoulders back. So you're lifting and widening the chest, the collarbones, actively bringing the forearms towards each other. And as long as you feel the stretch, you're in the right spot. Good. Release the hands from the shoulders all the way around, real slow. So we're gonna inhale up, exhale down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And that's it for us today. Thanks everybody. I look forward to seeing your videos, and we'll see you next time.